uniform and next to Brian Epstein. Line them all up in one picture. The creeps. Look, and here he is with a Templar's cross, an octagon, and a blue sash over his shoulder, a pharaonic sash for the war collar. Nasty stuff there is, real nasty. So you can see him again, Brian Epstein with a guitar and a uniform. I probably had dozens of uniforms, go cruising, young, looking for young soldiers, or in Liverpool. That's what he did. He even got arrested for it. So now finally, after all these years, long time ago, since the 60s, 60 years ago, Homie Ross is finally telling you why the album was called Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, and whose idea it was. Just as the media are writing about Brian Epstein, oh, he was so lonely and he had a difficult life, because he couldn't find his lover. And so this is the reason for why they call the album and all the uniforms, pink uniforms and all that, Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Heart Club Band. And the pepper, it means horny, a horny sergeant, looking from the Lonely Hearts Club Band, looking for another member with a signet pinky ring on his finger and all that, So here's an interesting video on YouTube, the Brian Epstein story full. You just punch that in. And if you see it, I think it's like 1.5 hours, you'll probably see it in a completely different light after you have seen my film here. So I'm talking about the fifth Beatle, as they called him, and the man who made the Beatles, Brian Epstein, who got suicided at the age of, well, guess what? 33, an important Freemason number. Several days after he was released from a health clinic or a mental clinic called the Priory, and reference to the Knights Templars and their Priory of Sion, like the Elders of Sion. It's all Templars. So look at the logo, people. You see the R is different. And look at the O. Why is it in red? Templars colors, red and white. And red is the old world's order. And it forms a circle, so there is the compass. So there must be the square somewhere as well. Or maybe the whole thing here where it's on, it is in fact a square. These are not coincidences. So here you see the poor slave with his, they wrecked his brain here with these words sitting here, the Priory. So they found Mr. Epstein at 33 years old in his fancy apartment here in Chapel Street, right next to Buckingham Palace. Brian Epstein from Liverpool, where they have a real strong and thick workers' accent, but he spoke as if he was impersonating Prince Charles and his Lady Park her balls. And as the Beatles manager, he was extremely rich, driving a Rolls-Royce car at the age of 33 only. A little jaywalker wanting to be Pharaoh himself, just like Jeffrey Epstein. Same story. And well, Pharaoh just won't let that happen.